I just wanted to pop in, and I made I made a junk journal today, and I kind of just used the things that I had on hand. I wanted to show you that you don't have to go buy the fancy supplies or learn how to bookbind or sew by hand or anything like that. Now I ended up using my sewing machine, but you can tie it in. There's so many different methods that you can use with a junk journal. And I just kind of wanted to show you how quickly they can come together. So I've kind of sped this up to just under 8 minutes, but it took me about 32 minutes from start to finish to make this whole journal. So not very long, it's not very complicated, and it would be a great gift for a teacher who may be an art teacher or a music teacher. If you have, or you can find sheet music, you could use those as the book pages. If you love your librarian, you could, if you have a book that you use the book pages for, you could make a junk journal or journal out of that. Or you could just use plain old binder paper. So what I did here was I just took a piece of cardstock that I'm not going to use for anything, and I took a piece of my fabric and I just covered the cardstock, the outside of the cardstock, with this piece of fabric, and ended up sewing it on my sewing machine, attached it and sewed all around the edges, and then it was overlapping, so I took my scissors to kind of cut, but then I wanted to have that shabby, tattered edge, so I just kind of snipped it a little bit so I could tear the rest of the fabric. And you'll see that as the video goes on. And I did that for each side so that the edges that peeked over the paper still had that tattered, shabby look to it, which I absolutely love, and it adds to the look of a junk journal. After I sewed those in, I ended up gathering all my papers, and they were papers that I had dyed with some spilt ink that I had used, or that I had found. And I just didn't want to waste that ink, so I, activated it with some water, and I ended up dyeing my different scrap papers with that ink. I folded those in half. I put everything together to make one signature, and then I just sewed the middle part of the journal in, maybe like the middle third of it. And that was it. And then the journal was basically made. So I'm going to add some music, and you can finish watching me put the rest of this journal together, and I hope that you enjoy. All right? Comment and let me know if you like this, what you thought. Is this something you've done before? And I appreciate it. And if you wouldn't mind giving this a thumbs up, I'd also appreciate that too. All right? Enjoy watching. Thanks, guys.